This video is a companion piece to the pattern for Frigg's cloak, which is the knitting pattern for this shawl that you see in front of you. It features an Art Deco feather pattern. It is knit in the round with a steek, and I'm going to talk to you about the construction before you get started. Like I said, we knit in the round with a steek. We're working top down. So first we do the collar, then we cast on 5 stitches to create the steek. The first 2 stitches of our shawl when we're working on the collar become the row that you pick up when you do the button band. And so we want to keep those with our steek stitches. We will switch to yellow once we start our color work, and then it will blend in seamlessly with the button band. After we're done with the color work, we're going to work a long section of stockinette in our main color, and then we're going to do the ribbing at the bottom. When we come to the end of our color work, we're going to bind off just those 5 center stitches, leaving that same row that we will pick up for our button band. I want to show you how to prepare the steek before you cut, and then we're going to cut my steek. The first thing I did is weave in all the ends before I did the sewing, because the ends get caught up in your stitches and mess you up. And then I used a back stitch to sew the first row of color, then the main color row on either side of this center contrast color row in the steek. So what we're going to do when we create our steek is the first stitch of the steek is the main color, the second stitch is the contrast color, main color, contrast color, main color, contrast color, ending with a main color. The outer edges of the main color we pick up and we sew and cut in the contrast color. I like to do 2 rows of stitches so that I'm sure I'm catching every round of yarn, and I have never had a steek unravel after I've cut it. So that seems to work pretty well for me. So now that I've done my 4 rows of stitching, I'm going to cut my steek, and then once it's cut, I can pick up for my button band. So I'm just going to cut up the very center of the center line of contrast color stitches, trying to cut right through the middle of that stitch. And there we are. We have a flat shawl or cloak